This is the first time I've ever done this. So it is my first full test of ripping all ad spend out of Tofu Mofu and immediately into 22 different content pillars and see what happens. So that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Quick side note for those that don't know, on the Google Ads side, just quick news flash. If you don't know, LSAs are moving over to Performance Max in August. So just throwing it out there. And then the thought process on, I think we talked about in the last call, but the thought process on T-ROAS and the new updates is John has a wait and see. And then I'm switching over a lot of my accounts to max conversion value that should be potentially available in your account. But depends on your account and your situation. We get more specific in the school group, but that's just kind of the general thought process behind it. So wanted to give people quick Google news, and then, all right, let's jump into the test that you got for us.
Let's do it.
Over to pillars.
All right. So I'm going to screen share here. All right. What we did on the 16th, I guess I would say, well, let's just kind of, it's kind of like the 14th, 15th, and we'll just call it the 14th. But on the 14th, this will give us a full week worth of data. On the 14th, we swapped everything from our Tofu Mofu Bofu, which we have been running on since March and have been doing very, very, very well. I mean, the company scaled like 120% since March on this one strategy of just Tofu Mofu Bofu. It worked very well. And we did tease this, and we talked about it last week a bit. Tofu and Mofu and Bofu, these ads here, when dissected, were comprised of these 25 different ad sets. And the 25 different ad sets essentially were content pillars. So within Tofu Mofu Bofu, we had aspirational, the brand story, our Shark Tank ads, the routine, like how you make it your daily routine, make it part of your furniture, the reaction videos of people sitting in into the objections, well, it's expensive, the comparison, well, why don't I buy something? And we had all of those in Tofu Mofu Bofu, but the ads were kind of focusing on, if we look, in the last kind of 90 days or so, if we just go back to basically, no, not Meta Assistant. I don't want you, Meta Assistant. If we go back to essentially the beginning of March, what we noticed is when Bofu was left up to its own devices, you can kind of see, well, you got about 4 ads. Out of the 303,000, the 4 or 5 ads kind of took the majority of all of the fun. So we don't really know what happened to the other 70 ads because this one took 85 of the 300. It took 1/3. So we said, okay, I understand that, but that means Bofu doesn't have anything else besides that 1 or 2 ad. So how do I go from kind of like 2 content pillars, maybe 3 content pillars in Bofu, to now having a lot of content pillars that can be used as Bofu? So it's an expansion. So if I had just Bofu, again, if I have my Bofu ad set, 71 ads, and that is hard to disseminate spend on from. Now, if we're looking at Bofu, could it be Shark Tank that pushes you over the edge? That's pretty powerful. Oh, is a Shark Tank company got $1 million deal? Oh, that's pretty good. Is people sitting in it and saying, God, my back feels so good. And you're like, yes, I love that. Is the comparison, well, this is what about a double hammock? What about Eno? What about one of Amazon? What about Yellow Leaf? Is that what made you decide in Bofu? Is it the fact that when you saw this ad and like Joe went to the horse and found the Malawi tribe 600 miles into the middle of nowhere? Okay. So basically meaning that you can technically have anything be Bofu if it's what pushes you over the edge. And so that was the strategy there. So we said, okay, on the 16th, we are going to just simply transition, or 14th, we're going to simply transition everything over to this strategy. And so now we have just the, I'll just say the added set as delivery is active. And this is what we have now. So this is the essentially the new campaign as of the 14th. Now let's do this and just kind of do a quick comparison of the metrics. Wow, this is slow. Come on. There we go. Then we'll do the top line metrics since the switch. This did not look that great. We spent 18% less. We did get cheaper CPA, but we got even, we didn't get less conversions than the drop. Our volume went down. And that was on the 14th. Looking at the 15th compared to the 20th, it's kind of flatlined. Flat spend, flat cost per result, and flat results. Remember, the transition day was the 14th. So we're looking at this and saying, okay, how's it working well? Well, really nothing has changed in terms of the actual performance. We basically just have 3 difference, even though we reallocated $66,000 in ad spend from 3 ad sets to 25. That is actually that's a pretty bold move, but not that much difference in platform metrics.
That's actually a good thing, though.
It is. It very is. Now, one of those main catalysts for actually going out and pushing into the content pillars was, well, we should have a content pillar for Throne and we should have a content pillar for Vista. Maybe we have an aspirational brand story, Shark Tank, routine, reaction, all for our Throne ads, and maybe we have this all for Vista. And I said, well, that's going to be hard. It's hard to kind of convince people on a specific product, and we still like to keep the brand approach. So we said, well, because we have these assets here, we have now more opportunity to run our Throne ads, which is what we needed. We needed to have more Throne ads to be seen. One thing that I noticed is that in the demo content pillar, the one that's winning the most is actually our Throne ad. And this is the first time that this Throne ad has really had any sort of spend on it. So we're like, okay, good. Like, we're getting more diversity. This has, good amount spent, has a really good bell curve. Hook rate's 34. I'm like, that's pretty good. So I said, well, I wonder if, and we go up to the top and said, hey, now that we have more Throne videos, that's just an example, but we have like 15 times the amount of Throne videos that we used to have all running now. And we look at the Hammock Throne. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me just do it last week. I'm looking at today because I'm an idiot. There we go. We look at the sales here, and our Throne sales are up 50%. Our Vista sales are flat. So we have 10% better conversion rate with less traffic and a higher AOV. And so our gross profit went up. So yes, we're not like making tons more orders. That's why the in-platform metrics in Meta basically show the same, and the top line shows the same. You have to think about 12%, but you do have orders, returns, cancellations, all the other stuff. So there is, but it's 3% down on our Vista and 50% up on our Throne. The order sizes are not large, but the order quantity is, and so, or the order average order value. So that was kind of cool, is seeing that the Vista the Throne started to actually gain more impact. And if we look at how this is actually performing year over year, we're like, oh, well, that's looking pretty good. We're now 100% over last year for this last week. And now we've been over 100% since, or not over 100% since year over year, but since doing this was our big season May. This is when we swapped everything into Andromeda, but we're still now 264% over where we were in July year over year. 125, 232, 264. We're higher in July than we were in June, than we were in May when you're looking at year-over-year performance. We're like, that's pretty good. How much money are we spending now? Just trying to see our top line and kind of keep that in check, and just look at everything running right now. Yeah, we're spending $59,000 more year over year, and we're making. No, I wish that would be cool. Previous year, we're making about $100,000 more. Good. Like, that's really good.
Question on that. I assume you're using max conversions? You're not doing anything like max conversion value per se?
No, just max conversions, maximize conversions, and then basically 25 minus this, and this, and minus that, because we're not running a sale right now. So I don't have a sale pillar because we're not running it. And then this one, aspirational, just started today. So technically that one, if we filter it. So you have 23 ad sets spending $500 a day each. So we spend a lot now kind of per day. Our spend per day is up to, in this campaign, about 12 grand a day.
Gotcha. Wow. Okay. And in terms of the other question I have with this is that you transitioned all of top, middle, and bottom of funnel. Are you noticing that more bottom of funnel is getting pushed in a lot of the different pillars, or did you peel out a lot of the bottom of funnel ads? Let me say that again.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Now that we have ad spend kind of not equally, but we have an ad spend distribution that's a lot more smooth. So I don't have them labeled bottom of the funnel anymore. So I'd have to go back, and I don't even know how I'd grab that. The way that we did it is basically just transfer the ad and then renamed it like health, credibility, handmade, reaction. Like, we had to retitle them. So I don't have Tofu Bofu at all anymore. But what I can say is that the Bofu that used to spend a lot is no longer like being the tippy top dog. It used to be the ad that we had the highest amount of ad spend on for bottom of the funnel that was taking up like 80% was this one here, the scarcity.
Okay.
And now that's actually not even spending that much. So it does look like it rejigged all the ad spend, but essentially what happens is if you look at it from a visual standpoint, we have, let's say, tofu, mofu, and bofu, and you have 3 main ads in each. 3 main ads in each. So I kind of get the ad spend. Now what we did is we moved to now 25, and the 25 has at least 1 main one each. So we went from 12 ads to now 25 ads with the same ad spend. So we doubled our frequency essentially and doubled the amount of creatives that a person can see for the same amount of daily ad spend. The result of that ad spend expansion means that we were able to get more ad spend into the thrown ads that used to not have the greatest amount of ad spend because they weren't as frequent as the Vista ads in tracking conversions. So the lower AOV product that would have 2 or 3 times as many conversions would suck up the ad spend because they were quote unquote doing the best. But that then started to hurt our thrown ads. And so what's nice about that is now that was unchanged, but now we're seeing thrown increase. And that $26,000 increase came with $0 in. Like we didn't spend any more money to gain that 26 grand this week. That was just free cash because we have now ad spend on thrown ads as well as Vista ads.
Gotcha.
But it is not product specific. It is utilizing the products in our lifestyle ads, using the thrown products in our escape ads, using the thrown products in our handmade ads. So the theory there is, how do we get more ad spend to thrown? Well, the pathway was, let's diversify how we talk about us and include thrown more often. Not let's do more ads about the thrown.
Yeah, kind of allowed for more spend to go to the throne if it was getting good engagement. Okay,
right.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So if you're like, hey, my name is Bob's Water Bottles, and I sell water bottles and Bob's Water Bottles, and do you also want to buy our Ferraris? You're like, will you sell Ferraris? Yeah. Well, no one ever told me that. Well, that's my throne. I can't tell you about my Ferrari. You're only seeing the water bottle because the Vista was a cheap product. The Ferrari, which is 4,000, which is our throne, was not something that people are like, whoa, $4,000. I got that here. It wasn't just flying off the shelf that quickly because it's a $4,000 hammock. So that pigeonholed the ad spend to the product that showcased that into the hole. So diversifying it says, no, I can showcase the product as a throne, but now I got a person sitting in the throne going, oh my God, instead of a Vista going, oh my God. It's a different product, same effect emotionally.